eventually re-pour the concrete, that obviously would take care of it, but it has heaved just a little bit in that area. And I took pictures and we'll note that in the report. But that's about it. And what I'll do,
The air conditioning units, what did you say about those?
yeah, I mean, just number one, they're not cooling. Number two, one of the refrigerant lines is oily where it connects to the outside condenser, so that tells me that there's been a leak there at some point in time. So maybe that explains why it's not cooling, as in the refrigerant leaked out.
How do you explain some of these rooms cooling in this room and the living room?
Oh, okay.
not cooling?
Well, they're zone systems, so there's actually 2 air handlers in this attic space on this end and 2 on that end. This system here cools the 3 bedrooms on this end of the house, and I think the laundry room. There's a system that cools this room and the living room and the dining room, a system that cools the master and the office, and a system that does the atrium. And there's 1 thermostat for each system. So that's why, you know, this system here is completely separate from the other ones. And so it's connected to 1 condenser outside, there's another condenser connected up here, and so forth.
So when we walked by outside the other day, one of
Yeah.
them is really, really loud.
Yeah,
What is wrong with it? The one with that?
yeah, it's the condenser fan is what sounds loud to me.
Okay,
It's not the compressor, it's the fan motor up at the top.
okay.
And so the compressor might be fine, it's just the fan motor itself is
Okay.
the bearings are going out on it.
Okay.
And
And which unit was that?
You see the wires sticking out?
Yeah, that's the one that's really loud.
Okay, that's the
well,
one.
the condenser fan motor's already been replaced on that one, but it's already acting like it's out of balance, or there's, you know, the bearings are going out on it.
Okay.
Replacing one of those is not a huge expense, you know, figure 300 to 500. But a whole new condenser obviously is, you know, into a few $1,000s, so.
And you said 3 of the condensers are not working
Or
properly?
they're not cooling properly, that's
3 of
correct,
them?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
3 to 4. Mhm.
What's your thoughts about the concrete? Do you think that it's due to how that concrete was mixed originally, when it was originally poured? And the reason why I ask that
Yeah.
is because it's one thing to see cracks,
Yeah,
but when you see it consistently from the driveway to the
Mhm.
front of the house to the back of the house, and that's
Yeah.
all the same concrete, would you say could be the original mix of that concrete?
yeah, I mean, the mixture
Because
could.
it seems odd to me.
Right, it could, the mixture could be wrong. Also concrete, believe it or not, once it's poured and placed, if you shove it around and start moving it, because the minute it lands, it starts curing.
Right.
And so if you start shoveling it around and whatnot, it will not cure properly and it's gonna crack excessively. So it could be mixture, it could be the soil preparation underneath was poor. You know, and we do see differential movement in a few spots, you know, where things are going different directions, so that certainly would, you know, tell me the compaction of the soil was not done properly. Or for some reason, something's undermining, you know, which I wouldn't expect here. There's no water systems or anything underneath the driveways and the patios, so I don't think that's the issue. I would say soil compaction is probably the biggest issue with it. You know, for whatever reason, maybe it was overlooked, maybe their equipment wasn't working quite right, you know, hard to say. Maybe they used the wrong
Do you see this a lot or not too often? the cracks?
No, it's pretty unusual, yeah, to have
I
new
can tell you
concrete
myself, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
Because I don't see it, I see it in older homes in downtown
Yeah.
where the foundation,
mhm,
they think it has been cracked, but it's repairable,
yeah,
but it's not in the driveway, the front of the house, the
right,
back of the house.
right.
So I'm putting this all together, I'm thinking,
Right.
what you're saying, it's probably the soil, that could be the mixture of the
Yeah.
concrete, because it's not making sense.
It could be both, you know, to see the cracks develop the way they were, and there's not differential movement, of course, that would make me think that there's something wrong with the concrete itself. But there again, to have those cracks be so large, that's
And
a
they're
little bit-
large.
Yeah,
They're not-
that's
They're not
really,
what they call shrinkage.
50-year-old
Yeah.
concrete will do
Right.
that,
Yeah.
but 10-year-old concrete,
Yeah.
hairline cracks, yeah, but not, nothing like that, so.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
It's an installation issue, it
So you
almost
would
has
say
to be.
those and the AC units are the two biggest?
Yeah, yeah. The rest of these things, even like a handyman can handle, with the exception of the electrical stuff, we always recommend an electrician for that,
And
aside from changing an
And
outlet.
then the
valve,
roof,
you know,
checking the roof.
And
to
checking
see-
that spot in the roof,
Okay.
yeah. And that shouldn't be that big of a deal. It hasn't done a lot of damage, and they'll go up, lift a few tiles in that area and determine what the problem is and correct it, so.
Okay, okay, sounds good.
All right,
Thanks.
I have one other piece of paperwork, if